And that will bring us to the backup, Davion Mitchell. Man, I want to go around like a C plus. Really, I mean, man, I don't know. I'm interested to hear what you have to say. I forget your ranking exactly in the
I gave
article.
him a C. I gave him
You
a
gave him a
C.
C.
And it's for the reason that he's done. Expectations were already pretty high for him on defense because he's just so talented. And he's not taking away from anything. He's the best defender on the team. He's changed games, set tones, done a lot of things off the bench with defense that nobody's going to notice by looking at a stat sheet. I totally get that. I love Davion Mitchell. I love watching him play. He's one of my favorite players to watch on the team. But it's not like he's going in there and it's not like he's going to be on an all defensive team this year. I don't think. I feel like he didn't get recognized at the Rising Stars Challenge, despite the fact that there were 3 teams, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like it's
No,
not
it was actually 4 teams.
4. Well, there you
I
go.
said 3 last time, but one was like all G leaguers. So,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
anyways,
but my point is just like the defense. Like if I was just rating his defense alone, I'd give him an A. Like it's been great, but I kind of expected to give him an A. You know, it's in the same way that I gave Sabonis an A. I would never expect anything less. But the offense, it's just, and you can attribute it to the fact that maybe he doesn't 100% feel comfortable with his role, or it's something that he's still kind of adjusting to. But the offense has just not been there. And I think one of the biggest things, the thing that probably made it easy to give him a C rather than a C plus, because you're talking about such a high peak with his defense and such a low trough with his offense. It just goes down into a valley in terms of his game. And so that kind of balances out into being an average overall. But the thing that kept him from being a C plus in my eyes was that game in Indiana, where he had a chance to just really do something, and he bailed Indiana out. He let it be 4-on-5, and he just never forced his will on offense. He was not driving. I think 4 out of his 5 field goal attempts were just like 3-point attempts. He never put any pressure on the defense. On the defense. He never made himself known to be a threat with the ball in his hands. And I think he only had 1 assist. It was the last thing you wanted to see him do, especially in a situation that he's historically been good in. And I hate to make that dictate a grade for 57 games by pinpointing it on one game, but I think that was a pretty good illustration of why a lot of people are frustrated with that. And a C's not a bad thing. I mean, like C's equal degrees, man. Like
I get you.
I expect better, and I feel like he could totally have a way better grade in the final 25 if he kind of just forces his will a little bit more. It's not even about shooting a better clip from 3. It's about having that intent. Like, do you actually believe that you're a threat when the ball's in your hands? You're a talented driver at the rim. You're quick. You're not obviously as fast as Fox, but you seem about as quick as anybody. And just to see him shy away from that is just, I mean, come on. You'd like to see him take that step in his second season, I guess.
Yeah, I hear you for sure. I was leaning more with the C plus, just because he has been our best defender. He hasn't really let us down on that end too much. His offense, of course, that's going to bring down his grade significantly. You said you wish you could give him an A just on defense alone, but I mean, there's 2 sides of basketball, right? And he's been underwhelming. You expected him to take like a bigger step, and we kind of see the offense in him, and he has shown glimpses this year of his like good offensive production. But that Indiana game was big in hurting his score, but his offense this year just really hasn't been what we were expecting. It just didn't really take a jump. It's almost like declined compared to his rookie year. So I'm going to say a C plus, just because I don't want to ignore the defense. He has been super good on defense, but for the sake of keeping the same score, this is one where I'm willing to drop down to the C, just because like he's an F on offense and like an A on defense. So it's a C.
I mean, that's fair. It's just one of those things where it's like, we know he can be just so much better. It's not a question of does he have it. It's like, dude, just find that pocket, that comfort zone where you know what you're doing. You've seen some guys adjust to being with Mike Brown, to adjusting to the new situation. I mean, like Barnes didn't have the first great 8-12 games of the season, but he figured it out. And Davion Mitchell has just seemed to, you've seen glimpses of it at times, but if that 3 ball isn't falling, he doesn't really seem to know how to get himself involved offensively. And it does kind of seem like he's kind of shied away from it almost more throughout the season. I mean, look at the difference between that game on Halloween in Charlotte versus the game at the beginning of the month in Indiana. It just seems a completely different player on the offensive end.
He does.
But okay, we'll put him down as C.
All right.